Time to do this. Let's do it. YouTube, what is up? Whew. I'm glad I got that food in my system. I needed it. Zyra game. YouTube. A Zyra game. Zyra support. Zyra is actually one of my favorite supports because she's one of the types of supports that if she gets fed, she solo carries. Sorry, something in my teeth. Yeah. She can carry on her own if she gets fed. You can also play her hyper aggressive with a lot of AP. It looks like you didn't do that. You only got 4 AP in your runes. I don't know how much you're getting from runes elsewhere. Magic penetration, not that much. Cooldown reduction, you got 5 already. You're not getting CDR from that item, so... Interesting. Zyra with the sicko leash. Cool. Sweet. I'm looking at this lane and I'm thinking I'm never losing it. So, I'm definitely going to be trying to poke and or push. I don't want to get poked down, so I want to do the poking, so probably going to be queuing the wave and pinging it and trying to get Misfortune to like push with me. So here you should be autoing the wave. I know people don't buy into this school of thought, but you need to start. Shaco invades, stay in lane, fuck that. Otherwise you just take all this damage anyways. Yeah, in the future, pushing accomplishes 2 things. It accomplishes putting pressure on your lane, obviously. It accomplishes Misfortune getting a lead in lane off of just farming, because let's face it, it's fucking easy to farm and to push, and it's difficult to farm as like someone under turret. Now, Ezreal can farm under some pretty shitty conditions, but there's no reason why we shouldn't force him to do that with Misfortune Zyra. Like, you guys never lose 2v2. You just don't. Double lane bullies. So I'm pushing. Ooh, baby. Am I ever pushing? I'm pushing like it's nobody's business. That's how much I'm pushing. I definitely should pop a biscuit here. I feel like we're giving away a lot of lane control in a lane that we should never give away lane control. Really want to hammer this home? I do not. If you watch my stream, if you watch my coaching sessions, if I have a bully lane and bot lane, I don't give a fuck about jungle pressure. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I challenge like a motherfucker.
Subscribe.
Sure, Sean, thank you for subbing, my friend. I do not give a fuck. So far, we've played this lane, in my opinion, too passive. I think we should have been excited to push for level 2, and we should have been excited to try to grab the lane by the balls right away. Letting these guys get lane control, not good. Not good. So what do we do? It's a 50-minute game, so we're gonna have to speed up a little bit. We get poked down, we're under turret. Lane's pushing out. Thanks, Jace, for the 20. What happens here? Ezreal E's in, you shit on him? Wow, what a fool. Cool. So you get the kill, now you need to push the lane. Hit the minions, yes. Keep hitting the minions, don't stop. Faster you get the lane in, the faster you guys can back. You didn't get the kill. You upgrade your... How much money did you have? That was a weird noise. Next time, take 2 minions. Take 2 minions and get Sightstone next time. Take 2 minions and get Sightstone. Don't back with this gold. Steal the minions here. Opus die, Opus Day, Opus D, Opus. I'm gonna call you Opus 84. Or just 84. Thanks for subbing. Welcome. Sorry, I can't blow on whistles. Apparently, I'm retarded. Yeah, we should take a couple minions to get the Sightstone in the future here. Anything's better than backing with that gold, I think. When we could just get some extra health and a lot of coverage over Shaco to make sure that we don't get cheesed. That would be nice. If your ADC gets mad, just say, I just needed a couple for Sightstone. Like, you know, he got the kill, so it's fine to let him be the carry of this game. And to support it up for a bit until you have a reason to do otherwise. But I'm playing Zyra though too. I'm also like, I do a lot with gold. Nice try on the snare. You get inlaned. You make sort of a trade. Now this is a situation where obviously having the little extra health from Sightstone is really nice. Doesn't hurt nearly as much when ganks come. Obviously can't do much about Shaco's inlane ganks. It's fine though. You survive it. You burn a heal and I don't think you burn flash, just heal. Or no, Misfortune burn heal and flash. Here Shaco gets caught with Zac passive and you just get the kill free of charge. What is your Misfortune looks like she makes a pretty decent ult here. Oh, what an ult. Decent is the understatement of the year. Oh. That's a damn good ult. They're going pretty crazy. But it looks pretty good. You're pinging back a lot. I'm not really sure why. It's a pretty good engage by them. Looked pretty juicy. Now you're trying to back for some reason, but you just saw their support and ADC die, so why not push the lane with them? Why are we backing? Whoa, 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 whoa. Anything is better than backing here. Push the lane. Shove the lane. Use your spells on the lane. Misfortune wants to back. She just got some kills. And she's gonna be stuck now with the lane in an awkward position. And she's gonna be tempted to not back. You watch. If Lulu wants to hold it anyways. And she tries to. Doesn't do a good job. You're lucky she didn't. I guess Misfortune's staying. Make sure you get vision down. I don't know if that's enough vision for Shaco. I would consider pink warding here at try. I would consider warding deeper here. I would consider warding river. And I would consider warding try. So pink ward, upper like river ward here, and then try here. That way, we have a pretty good line of like, we don't get this backside cheese shit that Shaco's like to do. I mean, you can't do much about the in-lane gank other than just kind of be keeping your camera forward so you can see the little cloud. But other than that, that should, you know, you should cover everything with those wards. Because Shaco's going to have more lane control on the bot side than Zac will, early anyways. Lane's pushing you. Misfortune hasn't backed yet. She's got 2k. This is why I wish she would have shoved. Because then she could have came in with a nice big gold lead and started running people over with Ghostblade, I assume. She going Ghostblade? Yes. She would have had Ghostblade, start running people over, or be dangerously close to it. Either way, Power Spike is nice. Power Spike of any tier would be nice. Okay, the dude just tanks the bind, so the trade is going to be pretty juicy for you. Hate that ult. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Don't ult like that. Your plant lady pretty much operates only off of her, if she is ulting, the ult is as a disengage tool. If she's ulting offensively, I would have liked to see a flash E as opposed to a flash just ult. So here, I believe your E was on cooldown. That's fine. It's on cooldown for 8, 7, 6, 5. And you walk forward and go nutso. And just ult and then do like kind of a staggered all in that isn't very clean. Holy shit. Lulu has ult. Shadowrock, thank you. Next time, I would like it a lot better if you just let the wave push. You got your E up, and then you flash E forward. AD Fluffy, thanks for subbing. Instead of flashing forward and ulting and not really getting anything other than a little damage off, we could just set up an all in here with the wave pushing in. And there's no real way that they avoid that shit with the Misfortune ult as a follow-up. But I don't really know why Lulu doesn't ult. Sorry, shit. Dying. Got something in my throat after eating out of it. So, Karthus gets a double kill, which is pretty cool. This would be one of those games where I'm like, how do we ever lose with this start? You're kind of roaming around being silly. You shouldn't be trying to hold. Your mana's really low. There's nothing you're going to be doing there. You're just leaving Misfortune vulnerable, and you need to be backing, so... You do a quick, brief hold, that's fine, I guess. I'm fine, as long as you guys are getting back into lane with your lead. I'm all about dominating lane. You get Mobies, unless you're gonna roam like a maniac, never get Mobies. Just go fucking CDR boots or spell pen boots or something. Next time, don't lead with your E right away. Tank some more damage and see if he E's away. I like your confidence there in using the Mobies to get position. And see if you can get him to E without even doing a spell. Or just use your Q and see if you trick him into thinking that it's an E coming out. Shaco kills top. And then the fight from Hell's happening. Karthus ult is down. What a throw. Shaco with the triple. Take a break after this one. Clear out my throat. So that's one throw. Get the turret down. Have Jax swap with the Riven and get top turret down. In my opinion. Have your bot lane deal with... So you guys should try to swap with Riven and try to get top turret and kill Jax. And let Riven just feed down here. Because Riven feeding is inevitable. And if you don't shut down this Jax, he's going to take the entire map soon anyways. You're rotating to mid, but it's not really going to do much yet because you haven't backed. Like, there's no real pressure on mid yet. It would be much better to just back and then do something. As a group. Or yeah, or even dragon, I guess. I hate how you rotated specifically. I don't mind the Misfortune rotate as much, but I hate yours a little bit more. Because we have such low HP, and I'd like to reset. Looking at our gold, we have 800 gold, which is nice. We could get something. We can go to the next tier on our friggin' Sightstone if we want. We could start building, like, if you want to do something more damage oriented. I personally would just build more health here and just get carried because our Misfortune's huge. Rayscat, if you can chime in here, I don't know what you would build. I know Rayscat's a friend of mine. He's pretty high rated EUS support. I don't know what she could go for CDR with the Frostfang, but I think the Codex is 900. I think going Red Sightstone is probably decent here, and just getting more HP is probably pretty smart because you got a Shaco that's going to be bursty. Ari's going to be bursty. Jack's going to be bursty. But I don't know. I don't know, but I'm definitely backing and resetting my health bar. Yeah, regardless. Definitely backing. And then we're, like I said, we're going to try. If we get Dragon, sweet. And then we can definitely start doing that rotation where we just send Riven to bottom. Because like I said, he's going to feed no matter what you do. And you guys can 2v2 Jax and, you guys can verse Jax and, Shaco probably. Especially with Karthus ult to back you up if it doesn't go your way. This Fortune chasing pretty hard here. Going pretty crazy. God, how do you guys lose this game? Okay, so you get 4 down. That means the mid turret falls. Mid turret falls. And that's... There's nothing that they can do about that. Again, probably gonna back soon to help with the Jax, because this is gonna fall no matter what you do, and you're gonna back after anyways. I'd probably back and maybe try to go with Karthus to get this Jax down. It's a little dangerous because Jax is so big, but someone's got to deal with him, or he's gonna take top. And you're gonna roam up there. Okay, you're gonna walk there. That's fine too, I guess. It's pretty early, so Mobies are good. You don't want to lead this. You want Jax to dive Karthus here. So, Jax, if you're Jax, you're going to take the turret and you're going to dive Karthus right away. So, you would like to kind of show up here. And the turret's definitely gone. He's going to suicide for it. And he's probably going to jump for Karthus. So, at the very least, Karthus probably shouldn't be standing there. But at the very least, if he jumps in, you can bind. Or you can snare. So, watch what you do. He's gonna suicide for the objective, 100%. And if you had paffed around here, you would already be hitting him with your spells, and you would have locked him down, and he would not have died here. Pretty sure. So I think that this was an avoidable. I think you could have kept Karthus alive and got the Jax shut down. You were gonna lose. You were gonna lose the tier 2. There's no way around that. Your Riven sucks dick. I got it. But you definitely could have anticipated this fight better. And this is just experience. Notice that I told you exactly how it was going to happen before it happens. That just comes with experience, right? So, just so you know, like, I didn't see the replay before, but I know for a fact how he's going to play this. Karthus level 10, just put yourself in the top laner's position. Karthus level 10, Jack's pretty fed. Karthus is squishy mage. Even if Karthus is level 18, Jax is very likely to try to kill him here. Just because it's a squishy mage, and I'm Jax, and you're alone, so I'm gonna go. So you should really be anticipating that, and the next time you would cheat over here, and you won't show, you don't want to show yourself, you just want to stand right here outside of fog. As soon as he jumps in, or even right here is fine, in this little space, because as soon as he's in jump range, he's just gonna jump. And then you can snare him, you can combo him, Karthus will be free to back away, and he won't die, and then, you know, you should be straight, you should be good to go. Because fed or not, he's not very tanky yet. And the way you played it was just kind of pointless. You'll get better at anticipating those situations in the future. And yeah, that's actually, this is probably the start of the terror in this game, is that play right there. Not saying it's your fault, it's mostly Riven's fault, but yeah, we could have definitely mitigated this a lot if we played that differently. There's also no reason to stand that close, considering that there's no wave to you yet. I would have probably just turned around, because he's going to dive you even if you're at turret. I'd probably just turn around and help my team. But, yeah. We could have avoided that, I think. I think so. So now they're bearing down on top. Jack's going to make a smart move and bounce. He's going to start going bottom. So this game's kind of a ticking time bomb. Oh, Jax died? Okay, never mind then. He didn't get out. You guys get the double kill. You get a bunch of people down. You get like an ace. But no one's pushing. Thank you. Go push a wave. At this point, if I were you, I would start taking farm and getting big. And I would start building towards probably Rylai's, I think, for the AoE slow. I probably would have greeted a little bit more on the push. Because we see Jax, right? When you see Jax, you know you're safe. You can see him here. You see Jax mid. So I would greed. I would greed here and take all this, push it into tower. It also delays any sort of split push shit later in the game. And the wave's you're gonna have a minion group coming anyways from right here. So you might as well just push this all the way in and get all the gold and XP as opposed to just walking down with half mana like you're gonna do a lot anyways. Much better to just take all this. Like, your Riven's dog shit, right? We can all agree Riven's dog shit. He's got 79 farm. He's a solo laner. He's a trash can. That's how you need to view it. I may sound mean. I'm coaching, so these are more of the more chill sessions. But that's actually how I think. When I see someone who is that far behind in a matchup where it's pretty much impossible to get that far behind pending like massive Shaco camp, yeah, he's dog shit to me. So we start taking farm from him because this is why, and this is also why I like Zyra, is because she does well with, she does well. If you transition into that, she'll do great. She'll do great things for you. She's going to deal just as much damage as, the goal would be to deal as much damage as this fucking Ahri in mid lane by the time that we get, because this game's a 50-minute game. So your wave clearing, like I said, I didn't like that we didn't push all the way in first. Also, we could have pushed all the way in and just backed and walked forward with full HP and mana. Jax going crazy. Should feel pretty decent about that. Jax didn't really get a lot done with his engage. And Karthus he's got his ult. And he gets the kill on Ahri. So he's doing a great job. You die, but honestly, Zyra and Karthus are pretty much one and the same in terms of champions. They both just kind of suicide in every fight. It's just how it is. Even though Zyra's isn't as intentional, it's just the way that her kit works. Wow. That Misfortune played that incredibly well, so good job. This is crazy to me that you guys lose this. But the main reason it's going to be lost is off a split push, most likely, I would imagine. Jax stalling out the game, but he isn't even playing it right. If I was Jax, I'd be bot lane constantly. Again, you see Jax bot side, so you do what you should have done before. You kind of half do it the first time. But he got up there. He teleported. Whoa. Whoa. I'm so confused. Holy shit. I had to remove the fog of war. I thought you were pretty much in the clear. I guess if you manage your actives better. Maybe. Now you're dead. Interesting. So I misread that. I thought he was farther away. I thought he was more towards bot side, but he fucking, as soon as he disappeared, he came right back up. So we didn't push the lane quite as fast as we would have liked. It's kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? He's pretty fed. He's probably, like you said, he's probably smurfing, so what can you do about it?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Itemization, building towards Rylai's. Again, probably would like the more health from the tier 2 sight stone earlier. It's nice. It's helpful in a lot of situations as Zyra.
Shut down.
Misfortune goes down. I don't know how. Oh, yeah, she gets caught. She's probably playing a little too aggressive. A little too assertive. Karthus wants Dragon here. I feel pretty good about Dragon. We got 2 data on the other team. They're leaving from base, so they're not going to be there. Zac is a fucking monkey, though. Holy shit. So thankfully you get dragon anyways. It's a relatively decent fight, and Riven almost gets out. Misfortune splitting top. That means that all you gotta do is wave clear a bit. And you do. I would be pinging Misfortune out now. Ping, ping, ping. Yeah, she's gonna die to Jack. She can't... Immobile ADCs can't be where she is. So... yeah, I would have pinged her out a little sooner, but not that it would have mattered necessarily. Yeah, she getting zapped. She getting jaxed on, dude. That's the champ. That guy's just snowballed out of control. That is a shame. You're basically begging Misfortune to group at this point. You just say, please group, because that's the only way you win. You don't win splitting versus Jax. You don't win by letting him run people over. So here you need to wait longer on your snare. There's no rush. Jax doesn't one-shot you. Or he's not gonna one-shot your Karthus, and if he does, the snare probably wasn't gonna prevent that that leap anyways. So make sure that if you're snaring, you're hitting it. Because if you don't, you're gonna lose your Karthus. Barely don't lose him. And Karthus re-engages. Karthus dies, which is a fucking shame. You know why? Because if he lives, you guys can Baron. Honestly, you might be able to Baron anyways, because Shaco's bot side. I don't know if you know that. Zach refuses to Baron. I don't know, man. I think, you guys have a fucking Earth Drake, don't you? Yeah, you guys should have Baron there. I think that's a missed opportunity. I don't know if, yeah, Karthus dying there is just gross, too. Because if he doesn't die, he can teleport to the ward, and you guys 100% get Baron. But even still, you guys get Baron because you have Zyra, you have Fed Misfortune, you have Zac. So you have the tank, you have the AP damage, and you have the Fed AD. And you have Mountain Dragon. And, Shaco and Ezreal bottom. So that was good. I would have liked to seen that this game. I think that we probably would get Dragon most of the time here. A lot of people choose Inhib over Baron. Not me. I always go Baron every time. If I have a choice between Baron or Inhib, and it's like either if I do one, I can't do the other, I always do Baron. Because Baron opens the map easy. Baron breaks turrets easy. Breaking an Inhib turret, or even breaking an Inhib, doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get Baron, guaranteed. And Baron is just so juicy to me. I view it like Inhib won't necessarily get you Baron. Baron pretty much necessarily always gives you Inhib. So that's how I view it. I'm kind of greedy like that. I always go, even if the Inhib's open, unless I can get Inhib and Baron like back to back, I pretty much always go Baron over Inhib. That's just my preference. I think it's better. I can get more value out of that path than the other way. And also, here's the other reason. This is a perfect example of the other reason is that, like, when you're pushing, and you've got like one or two people defending, you may not be able to tell if you can get it. With Baron, you can pretty much tell. And if it's close, you just leave most of the time. And people aren't coming off a spawn and sprinting in. Yeah, it's a pretty long game. I don't know if I'm going to watch, like, the whole thing. But it's good right now. It's entertaining right now. I don't see anything too crazy going on yet. I'm tempted to wave clear. Shit, he can dive me. I have flash, but he can dive me. You're going to have to ult the wave if you want to keep this turret up. Just FYI. You're going to have to ult the wave, like, right... I'm going to circle it for you. Or, like, here. You need to ult it now. And then you need to... He's going to jump to you. Then you need to E, Q, Or he's gonna just 100 to know you right now. See? Needed to do it sooner, and you wouldn't have died. You wouldn't have died, though. You need to see it. I told you exactly what he was gonna do, right? Without seeing the replay in advance. He's gonna dive you 100% of the time there, every time. So instead of how you played it, which was I'm gonna wait until he dives me, you said it yourself. He's smurfing. You may or may not have known that, but you can pretty much assume that once he's 10-3 and coming at you at the turret, and you're just squishy Zyra support, he's 100% gonna dive you. So you need to preemptively ult as opposed to I'm gonna wait until he does it. That's not how this goes. That's not how this fight goes. This fight goes like this. I'm ulting because I know you're diving me, so I'm going to drop the ult now, and then if you're dumb enough to still dive me, you're going to get knocked up, then I'm going to snare you, then I'm going to ignite you, and then I'm going to Q you. So because the way you play it, the order of which you operate there, well, you don't have ignite, but either way, because of the way that you play it, the way that you operate, I think you give him a free one that you could have outplayed him. Yeah, basically that. You need to expect it instead of react to it, and it's hard. You're talking, I mean, I'm a guy who's played like every role high-low at this point, or have climbed with just about every single role. So I know generally or roughly what people are thinking to do in every role, and that's a nuanced spot, as I'd like to say. That's a situation where a support is holding a Jax under a inhib, so the Jax who plays Jax is probably going to know that situation better than you are, but now that you've seen it and I've explained it to you, most of the time, like if you have a guy who's like 2-3 levels ahead of you and he's pushing down hard and he just sees you by himself or by yourself as a support, he's normally just going to be like, "You're done, son, give me your money," and he's going to go ham. So it's like I said, it's a nuanced spot that's like not common knowledge. It's not like everyone knows how to manage every situation. Late game is trickier than the other stages. So let's skip ahead a bit to the climax here. I'm sure that there's lots of back and forth going on. Looks like we get to a ultra late game phase where you are level 18. Your team is in great shape. Jax didn't really, well, I guess they broke an inhib. Riven's like suiciding for objectives. You guys are just bloodbathing. But let's get to the last 10 minutes and see what we notice here. Looks like they're gonna get Baron. I mean, you're pretty big. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with how little you've died on Zyra. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Good thing means that your positioning is like phenomenal this game. Bad thing in that you're not necessarily taking enough risks with your engages. Just FYI. Because normally I die a fuckload of Zyra when I play Zyra. Like it's just, like I said, it's like Karthus Jr. So it's hard to tell. You need to rotate to mid now because Jax showed mid lane. And you do. I'm glad that you abandoned that fight top, because even though it sucks that Karthus dies, it was the right thing to do. Your goal in these scenarios, by the way, is to wait out Baron. That's all we're doing. So Baron, you would look, you'd be, okay, Baron's about a third gone. We just need to hang on. And honestly, you're probably going to have to give the Elder away. I hate this. I hate that engage. Because you're forcing something before you need to, dude. So look at how this plans out. Riven's pushing bottom. And I think you were thinking to stop the ports. But like, Riven's not going to do anything anyways. Riven's not going to break this that fast anyways. And she has proto build. Yikes. So I think your stop the ports idea was kind of mistimed because we don't have vision of Jax anyhow. And we're just waiting out Baron at this point. If you get Jax to back and he holds, it's 3v3. They can't do Elder, and you're burning Baron, which is worth. But you go crazy here. And you keep leading. I don't get why you keep leading with your ult, with your combos. Zyra, you really want to lead with your E in most cases. Because your ult's not going to do... I'm telling you, offensively, if you're going to flash in, you have to flash with your E. It's one thing to be retreating from a fight and to ult and to, you know, to get that knock up and to get people, you know, to zone off space. It's another thing to go ham and then ult first. You don't do anything. Without the CC there, you're not going to get the knock up. The knock up is the bonus. So you're snaring, you're flash snaring, and then you're ulting. You're just trying to flash snare as many people as you can, and then as soon as you fire the snare, you can just ult. That way, at the very least, if you miss the snare, at least the combo made sense. But the way that you're doing it is you're ulting, then snaring, and that's just never gonna happen, dude. So much better to flash snare. Then the plants are gonna apply Rylai's. Then you're most definitely gonna get the knock up, and your engage is gonna be much more reliable. Now, I've seen it twice. That fucking damage. I'm glad that you tried to escape here. I don't know if you will. Boy, that is one big Jax, dude. That is the Jax that your mama warned you about, dude. That is a 24/7 Jax. Jesus Christ. Talk about the champ. Interesting that, this is the godliest Riven. Oh, yeah! Dank meme! Ult after your damage, yes. Jax gets the kill, and Karthus holds. Karthus held up there pretty nice, I think. That's definitely worth for Karthus. So the Riven sucks, but what can you do? So, you guys are pushed out a little too far here. For some reason, I don't know what's happening. Oh, it's that level 1 glitch thing again. Yeah. Hope you at least get the Shaco down. Oh no, you don't get him? Oh no! You at least get the fucking Lulu? Oh no. Okay. I was gonna be so sad for you guys. You about to do Elder? Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Not without, Misfortune there. It takes so long, dude. Look how long this takes. Yeah, that's just, I mean, there's no way you're doing it. Alright, this is avoidable from you. You could have backed away from this and made them not go. Jax is gonna co-kill your Misfortune now if he has a brain, because he's gonna know that she's coming off spawn. And as soon as she's on turret, he's just gonna... She's gonna try to hold, he's gonna fuck her up. Throwing her coconuts at him. What is he doing? He's not pushing the wave. This kid's a Muppet. Should have pushed the wave first. There's no way. It's textbook Jax. Like, he's gonna kill your Misfortune every time until she gets like a QSS or something. Like, this is how it is. So now they're going for Elder. This is a chance. You have Flash coming. I'd be waiting for Flash if I were you. Trying to. No. Don't get comboed. Nice Zonias. I would reset here. Riven's an idiot, though, so he's going to force you into it. Oh, God. He's so dumb. You're going to lose by backdooring? How are you going to lose this? I'm confused. Oh, that's how you're going to lose. Two people backed. Yeah. Now they run it down mid. Karthus can't defend himself. Okay. So, yeah, dude. Overall on this game, I think that you kind of got unlucky a little bit. I think that your comboing or your understanding of comboing is a little iffy. Like, you definitely want to be chaining your ult with you're going to be chaining your E, then your ult. As far as itemization, you got to an ultra late game scenario where Zyra is very, very juicy. It's kind of one of those games, late game, where you were out-comped in a way. You had Jax, you have the Fed Shaco. All you really can do is make some better decisions, especially in the mid game when you have the Fed carry. You were facing a Smurf, so this game is kind of a wash. It's like a weird scenario where you're dealing with someone who's greatly or is greatly outmatching someone else, and I can see it in how he's playing. Like, when we came up here, this was probably the most decisive moment of them all, was a situation where you and Karthus try to hold, and it sucks that this is pretty much what it boils down to in terms of how the mid game looks. But when Jax is able to take a tier 2, kill your Fed mid laner, and then kill you, that at that moment is like, because you were Fed and Miss Fortune's Fed, at that moment you've kind of relinquished control to the Jax. So like, all the things that you had going for you pretty much collapsed right at that moment back here. I don't know what time the timestamp was, but you got to understand that, like, he takes tier 2, he kills your Fed the mid laner, shut down, he kills you, shut down, or maybe, I don't know if it's shut down per se, but winning a tier 2 and killing 2 people 2v1 is like, in terms of like who's carrying the game at that point, he is. So I would encourage you to try to, and like I said, I know it's hard, I know it's nuanced. I would encourage you to try to have a better understanding of how fed someone is and like what they are likely to do in a circumstance at which they're fed, as opposed to just kind of running at them and being reactionary. Kind of play chess a little bit. I know it sucks, but it's a scenario that top laners in general are very predictable. Like, top laners are always going to dive. Like, if it's a Riven, if it's a Tryndamere, if it's a Jax, anytime that a turret gets low, they're going to dive. And anytime that a support is holding an objective, they're going to dive. So if we clean up shit like this, especially the mid-game flop, and if we also clean up the times where, like, the times when, like, we run around the map, when we, like, push lanes, and, like, because there was times in the early game where we, like, didn't push lanes, or we didn't back, like, efficiently and things like that. If we can clean up those little things, this will go a long way. And like I said, you didn't die very much this game. That's actually very impressive to me. I'm not entirely sure how you managed to get away with not dying that much, when you have, like, such a deadly comp that you're facing. But this game was essentially a pub game through and through. You had some people who were fed on your team, you had some people who were fed on their team, and it's all a matter of, like, small little bitty things that add up into the grand scheme by the late game. You're playing Zyra, you're playing in a mobile support. It sucks that Shaco and Jax get fed. All you can do is try to handle those situations a little bit better. It's like the roughest situation. Karthus, Zyra, and Miss Fortune are all easily diveable. Other things to consider is, like, if you're gonna play Zyra, you can definitely, like, loosen up your aggression a little bit more early and take some more AP and just go ham early, because if you don't get fed versus this type of comp, and the game drags on, it kind of gets to this point where every single one of you just get clicked on, and you can't really retaliate. Like, Jax can engage on Karthus, Shaco can engage on Karthus, Ahri and Ezreal suck, but like, if Ahri's fed, she can do it. If Ezreal's fed, he never has to get near you. So at the end of the day, your comp is pretty exploitable if it goes on to an ultra late game scenario. Like, Zach just jumps into the back line, and then like your back line doesn't hold up quite as well as theirs does. With the Ezreal, with the Lulu, with the Ahri, like, they have way more potential to just avoid bad fights. So yeah, I hope some of my ideas resonate with you and you can get some value out of this. This was a tricky one because you had the Smurf in there, but I think some things you can definitely learn from on this one. All right, guys, YouTube and all my friends, thank you very much for watching this. I'm out. Peace. Crackers.